UND Sports Extra on Midcoast Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota.
Welcome to UND Sports Extra. I'm your host, Dan Hammer. This is the season debut of the 2014-15 season here on UND Sports Extra, your home to North Dakota athletics. Coming up on tonight's show, a pair of head coaches making their head coaching debut at UND open the season this week. Head football coach Bubba Schweigert joins us in a bit. His team opens the season Thursday at San Jose State. First-year volleyball coach Mark Pryor also on the lineup tonight. Later in the show, we'll review a very successful and exciting 2013-14 season. But our leadoff man tonight on our season debut of UND Sports Extra is Athletics Director Brian Faison. Brian, welcome back to the show, and here we go. We're kicking off another season, and I know that you're very excited for the season ahead.
Absolutely. Couldn't wait. The summer's just gone by. In fact, we haven't really had summer. We were talking about that before the show.
Exactly. What type of things excite you as you take a look at the overall umbrella of athletics at the U this year?
Picking up where we left off after a stellar year, and at the same time watching some new coaches come in and the transition that's going to have to occur there. A lot of new players, a lot of new faces. We're going to sell a lot of game programs early on for people so they know who's on the field and on the court. But it's an exciting time for us. And again, we had a great year last year, and it's great to build off. But it's going to be interesting to see these coaches work their magic.
Big news within the last several days. The football series between North Dakota State and UND is resuming. It'll resume next September in Fargo. Brian, after years of negotiating, how did it happen that this deal suddenly was done?
Well, I think it was a combination of things. I think we've certainly been at it for 5+ years going through this process. But at the end of the day, the looming scheduling issue with 2015, I think, was what finally pushed it over the edge and got the thing done in quick order.
And I know that head coach Bubba Schweigert was very passionate about seeing this series resumed, as was basically the entire university, correct?
Yeah, he definitely was. And it was interesting talking to our alums. We had a golf outing with our former football players about 3-4 weeks ago, and it was very much a strong consensus. They wanted to see the game started, and whatever it took to get the thing restarted, they wanted to see us do it. So, but Coach has been a strong advocate for getting the series going since he got here.
The series will resume next fall. You'll play again in 2019. Any chance, if there are open dates between 2015 and 19, that there could be an additional game added at a later date?
Well, you never want to say never, but there's really only one open date, and that's an open date that we have to fill at home in 17. Now, the rest of the schedule's solid.
Well, and by 2019, considering what's going on in the landscape of college athletics, it's not crazy to think that the two of you might be in the same conference by 2019.
We could be in the Pac-12. Better trips.
Better trips. But seriously, there's going to be some changes that are going to take place here against the landscape of Division I athletics over the next few years.
Definitely are. There's a lot of things coming down the pike. It's going to be a challenge for a lot of programs. We'll be one of those programs that'll have to take a hard look at some things. But you don't know what that does in a conference landscape. But I don't think it's done yet.
Update us on the indoor practice facility. As folks drive by that construction site, they see the progress. What's an updated opening date of that facility?
Like it to stop raining.
Yeah, that would help.
We'd like that. No, they're about 5 weeks behind, and the real issue now is how much can get done before winter hits. And if we can get the roof on before that, then we're fine. We'll be in good shape to be done in the spring. If winter hits and we haven't been able to get inside yet, then we're going to probably be looking at late spring or early summer. But it'll be done. It'll be done by early summer.
All right, we're off and running, Brian. The soccer season underway already. Football and volleyball opening up this week, and we look forward to you as a regular contributor here on UND Sports Extra.
Looking forward to it, Dan. Thank you.
Coming up next, Bubba Schweigert and his football team opening the season at San Jose State. The coach joins us next here on UND Sports Extra.
UND Sports Extra on Midcoast Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota. UND Sports Extra on Midcoast Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota.
UND opens the football season Tuesday night at San Jose State. Head coach Bubba Schweigert is here on UND Sports Extra. Bubba, your football team from the end of spring to the beginning of fall changed significantly again because of the number of high school recruits and transfers in. What have you learned about this new team since the beginning of fall practice?
Well, I like our football team right now. We're putting forth good effort on the practice field, and we challenge the guys to bring a lot of excitement and energy to the field every day, and we've done a pretty good job of that. You know, over a third of our team that reported wasn't with us in the spring, so they had to learn a new routine and had to get to know the coaches, and it's a challenge. There's definitely a challenge to that, but overall the guys have handled it well. They're buying into the way we want to go about doing things. So, and I think, we made good progress. Day by day is our motto, and each and every day we wanted to get a little bit better at something, and I think we've made some pretty good progress throughout the fall.
35 new players on this roster that began fall camp compared to the roster that ended last season. What kind of feeling out period has there been this fall between you and the players?
Well, I think what we needed to do is create an atmosphere that all jobs are open. When you have all these new guys, you have to give them an opportunity to compete for playing time and compete for positions. And then I think you also need to establish with the returning guys that, hey, nothing is given to you. You need to earn it. And I think that has created more spirited practices, has created a great effort and attention to detail, which is one thing we need to keep getting better and better at. We just want everybody involved and engaged in all aspects of our practice, whether it's offense, defense, special teams. And I bring up special teams because that's a huge challenge for us. We got a lot of new faces that haven't played for us that are going to be involved in those units in our opener.
You'll have a freshman kicker and a freshman punter on the field Thursday night against San Jose State. You went into the fall with an open competition at quarterback. Joel Moberg won the job over Ryan Bartles. What are you expecting out of Joel Moberg in this offense, which is a much different offense that Paul Rudolph is implementing compared to the pass-happy offense that we saw the last few years? So what's Joel Moberg's role in this offense, Bob?
Well, he needs to manage the offense, and that was a critical part of earning the position. And we were proud of both the guys, how they competed and took extra time to meet with Coach Rudolph. But he's going to have to put us in good situations. The quarterback has a lot of responsibility in our offense as far as getting guys lined up right and getting plays called properly. And we put a lot on that position, and Joe did a good job of growing and maturing throughout the spring and then, in fall camp. And, it was open when we came into camp. We just felt like we had to name him a little bit before we got into game week. We wanted our offense and our team to know who was going to be in the huddle the first snap. But there's a lot of responsibility, and he's handled it well, and we expect him to do a good job leading our team.
Well, 24 new high school players on the roster compared to even the end of spring football. Almost double-digit junior college transfers and 3 FBS transfers. Let's take a look at a few of the new players here that you're going to be expecting to contribute right out of the gates. 3-4 defense, you got to be strong in the middle of that defensive line. And Minnesota transfer Jordan Hinojosa is going to be your guy in the middle here of the defense.
Yeah, he's won the job at nose, and we like his intensity, and he brings a lot of energy to the game. And we picked up our defensive scheme very well, and we're real happy with Jordan at this time and really feel like he can contribute right away, and that's why he's going to be out there the first snap on defense. And it's pretty key in our defense. We need a good nose guard and a guy that's going to play hard. It's a tough job right there in the middle. You get a lot of double teams, but he's got the motor and the desire that we need in there in the middle of our defense.
Cedric Simmons started his career at San Jose State, then went to Mesa Community College. He's one of your JUCO transfers, and he gives you that physicality type of back that you need at the FCS level, correct?
Yeah, we're happy with his progress.
He's been a little nicked in fall camp.
He sat out the first scrimmage that we played, and then we mixed him in some live situations later on. We really only had one scrimmage because we wanted to do the right thing for our team, and that was to keep them healthy. But we did some live situations. I thought Cedric ran downhill and ran very hard, and we're looking for him to contribute too. He's got to be that guy that's going to move the chains for us and get those tough yards in critical situations.
Alex Tillman transferred to UND from Houston. He's going to be with you 1 year. He's going to be starting in the secondary. He'll be involved in your special teams, and he was voted one of your team captains.
Yeah, what a super addition to the team. He's what you want in a football player. Alex is very coachable and brings a lot of energy. I just don't think he's had a bad practice since he's been here. I know, he was involved in our summer workouts and left an impression on our team. Obviously, if you get voted team captain, that means something to him as an individual, and also means something to the rest of the guys, that they're looking to him for leadership, and he creates a lot of energy on our team, and he's played against some very good competition, so I think that's going to help us going into Thursday night.
All right, Thursday night at San Jose State. What are you expecting out of your football team Thursday night, Bubba?
Well, like we talked about from day one of fall camp, we want a team that plays with great desire and emotion, and we can't let the scoreboard, we can't let the opponent, we can't let any distractions affect how we're focusing on the game. We really have challenged our guys, and we'll keep continuing to challenge them to focus on the field and your job and your role on the team, and that's what we really expect on Thursday night. And it's going to be interesting. We have a lot of new faces that have never been on a plane to go play for UND, and some of those guys this is their first year out of high school, and they're going to need to step up and show us what they can do.
10 true freshmen making the trip to San Jose State on Thursday night, and many of those likely to see playing time Thursday night. Bubba, next week on the show, we'll walk through the highlights and we'll recap the season opener against San Jose State. Thanks for your time, Bubba.
You're welcome.
Coming up next, we switch gears to volleyball. UND head coach Mark Pryor previews the season next here on UND Sports Extra.
UND Sports Extra on Midcoast Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota.
The North Dakota volleyball team also opens the season this weekend. First-year head coach Mark Pryor is with us here on UND Sports Extra. Coach, welcome back to UND Sports Extra. What has camp been like for you as you bring a new culture to this volleyball program?
Well, camp has been it's been great. One of the things that we've talked about from day one is really compartmentalizing. Let's not worry about day two. Let's worry about day one. Similar to Bubba talks about day by day.
Yeah.
Ours, we're even trying to be even a little more simple with that, to where we're not worrying about anything in the past. We're not even worrying about the future, because we can't get there until we really focus on everything specifically each and every moment, which has been nice, because we are putting we're keeping records and statting everything at practice. So
That's
that way, it's a huge change. So you've got some of our starters, when they first started seeing the numbers, it was a little shocking to them. And you could tell that it concerned them a little bit when you see, here's your positives, here's your negatives, here's what you're actually costing the team instead of helping the team. And so for those first 2 weeks, it was a little touch and go with some of them going, wow, and for them to understand that that's not a reflection on their character as an individual.
Right.
That's just their performance, and that's how they can, really self-evaluate and get a little better. So that's a little bit of a change. I know that the previous staff had kept some numbers, but we're showing it daily. We've got a couple team things that we need to be at every day, and those are the standards that we've put. If you want to be on the top of the conference, here's what you need to hit. Here's what your air percentage needs to be.
9 returning players, 7 freshmen. Big losses, Ronnie Bunkaby, Lisa Parlick. To the fan, with the naked eye, what kind of change will they see, if any, in the style of play under you?
I think what we've talked about is there's a lot of movies that are going to have that one big action star. There's a lot of TV shows that are much more of an ensemble cast. That's what we're going to be. We've kind of we talk about it like, hey, we've got to have one of the best TV shows that was on for years was Friends. It was 6 characters. That's going to be us. Because you tune in, you never know what that segment is going to be about. Who is going to be the focal point of that? And that's what we're going to have to be. It's going to be a lot more of attacking teams by committee instead of we're going to set this kid and this kid and this kid and this kid. For some of the kids, it's going to be more of a role. And what we don't want to do is we don't want to put someone in a position to where they're going to have to carry more of the load than they should. We think that if we can really diversify the offense to where everybody's getting 4 and 5 swings per set, it's going to make us a little better long term. And we think that with that, there's a good chance that some of the younger kids can come along a little more quickly.
All right, Mark, you're on the road this weekend and also next Tuesday, so we'll catch up with you on an upcoming segment of UND Sports
That
Extra.
sounds
Good
great.
luck as you kick off the season. Much more coming up next here on UND Sports Extra. The UND soccer team had dates with rivals down Interstate 29 this past weekend. One match was played. A second match was scrubbed because of Mother Nature. Here is UND at NDSU last Friday evening in the 26th minute. North Dakota with a chance. Austin Overson in the middle. Tries to create a shot but can't turn on it. The game remains scoreless. It stays scoreless into the second half. In the 54th minute, NDSU threatening. Amy Yang finds some space, but Kristen Hestalen is there for one of her 8 saves for North Dakota. We remain scoreless. Then in the 63rd minute, NDSU attacking. Anisha Kinrath chips it past defenseman Kirsten Olsen, and Lauren Miller there is to bounce it in for the goal, and that would be the only goal of this match as NDSU ends UND's winning streak in this rivalry. 1-0 was the final. North Dakota was to play South Dakota State in Grand Forks on Sunday afternoon, but that game was scrubbed because of bad playing conditions after heavy rain hit Grand Forks on early Sunday morning. Next up for North Dakota, a match against Chicago State on Friday, August 29th. Coming up next on UND Sports Extra, a look back at what was an exciting 2013-14 season. Midcoast Sports Network is about to embark on a season in which we will bring you more than 40 live UND events, at least 42, in fact, scheduled at this point. We will bring you all 6 home football games, 3 volleyball matches, 19 regular season men's home hockey games, and if the men's hockey team would be hosting the first round of the NCHC playoffs, we would bring that to you. We'll bring 4 women's hockey games into your living room, as well as 5 men's basketball games and 5 women's basketball games. The women's basketball team, of course, coming off a historic season last year that saw them win the Big Sky postseason tournament championship and the first ever trip to the Big Dance in women's basketball history at UND. That was just part of the excitement from last season, and as we close the season debut of the 2014-15 UND Sports Extra season, let's take a look back at the many exciting moments from last season.
And they're going to dribble this one out. Zabla telling everyone to stand on their feet. And the Betty Engelstead Sioux Center crowd obliges. North Dakota's going to win this one going away 72-55. Put on your dancing shoes. North Dakota's going to the NCAA tournament.
Unbelievable feeling. It feels just so surreal. It's such an awesome feeling. It was such a good team win. I'm just so happy that we're going dancing. It's awesome.
We worked so hard for this. Last year didn't even make it to the tournament. No one thought we'd be here, but we believed in ourselves. That's all that matters. We have great coaches, great fans, and we couldn't ask for a better outcome.
Lots of hard work. A lot of hard work. Determination. We all just put in our time together and decided we wanted to achieve something that nothing's ever been done here.
10 to shoot. Evers takes it herself. From Carla Gilbert. Evers one-on-one against Carla Gilbert.
They weren't in the fast break. They lobbed that thing inside to Carla Gilbert and went into the big room.
Maddie Buck follows the missed three. We're not done yet. This is a 10-point game with 1:19 to go.
Ledoux, right in front. Shot score! North Dakota wins! They are Philly bound!
Go for game. Here comes Gorder now. North Dakota needs to answer. Gorder, backer hander, hits the side and score! The double overtime hero against Ferris State comes right back. And North Dakota ties it with 8:37 to go.
Strong serve there by Northern Arizona.
And great kill by Lisa Harley.
Krieger setting for Munkeby, and it's good. Leading 24-15. The kill attempt blocked by Lisa Parley. UND with possession and a 7-point deficit. Lloyd with a wide open alley to the basket, takes it and scores.
Nice finish by Lloyd.
Dupree, no good. And Huff.
That's what you call the final nail.